What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. In the last episode, we traveled into GLIAC territory and found the entrance to the next temple. So in this episode, well, let's head inside and get the next pure metal. So this is the Temple of Ice. So this must be the Temple of Ice. I literally just said that. There's a blizzard howling outside, but it's actually pretty warm inside. At least we'll get out of the cold in here. And Link, I suppose you're right. Alright, so the Temple of Ice, like most of the other temples in this game, is very, very easy and very linear. So I'm just sort of going to explain things as we go along. Now, one thing that I do like about this temple is that it does introduce a lot of new mechanics in the game. And the item that we do get is very, very unique. It's not a new item per se, but its uses, are really unique to this game, I would say. So, anyways, make sure you stand behind these blue blocks, then grab yourself a bomb chew, because we're going to send this all the way back to the beginning of this room where we hit that red switch and activate it with a bomb chew, which is going to, of course, you know, flip the switch and lower the red blocks. So now we can make our way upstairs, and we're just going to keep going because there's nothing to do in this section of the room. And now we are on the third floor. So here's one new mechanic. The dark blue areas, they all have ice physics, so you will slip and slide around. Now, we've seen these poles before, but I never really mentioned this. Yeah, you can actually jump on top of them, and while on top of them, you can use your items. So, for instance, we can use our bow to hit that switch and melt the ice. That way, you know, we can reach the rest of this room. Now, obviously, those poles will be a very big element in this temple, and they'll get more use once we actually do get the item from this temple. Before we do that, though, check it out. Right over here, we've got ourselves 4 switches. Before we start pulling those, though, let's run over here and grab this chest. That way we can get ourselves a nice big green rupee. And now let's start figuring out which order we need to pull those switches in, because obviously we can't just pull them willy-nilly. Pull the 4 levers to open your way. Draw a line due north. Pull the lever in that location last. Alright, so if we stand in the corner here and draw a straight line up, we can assume that the switch right over here is going to be number 4. So I'll just erase this line, that way it's not in our way anymore. And we'll keep looking for more of these stone tablets. That way we can figure out, you know, which order we need to pull the rest of the switches in. So let's head over here to the bottom left of this room. And here's another tablet which reads, pull the 4 levers to open your way. First, pull the lever on the far left. Alright, so let's mark this down as number 1. And if we find one more stone tablet, we should have the rest of the information we need to solve this puzzle. And the last stone tablet is actually over here on the upper left. So let's read this and pull the 4 levers to open your way. Pull the one in front of the tongue second. Alright, so I'm not sure exactly which one is in front of the tongue, so let's double back real quick, go over to where the switches are, and we'll figure it out. Ignore these enemies because right now it's actually really hard to kill them. But here we go, this one's in front of the tongue, so let's write 2, and by process of elimination, that is 3. So now we've got the full combination. Let's pull this one first. And then, of course, we'll pull the one in front of the tongue second. And 3. And now 4. So, pull those in the right order. And that door will unlock, giving us access to the upper section of this room. There's going to be a lot of interesting stuff to do up here. And some enemies, so make sure you try and take them out with your arrows. Like, the entire section up here, too, is all ice physics. So, be very, very careful because it is very easy to fall off these bridges. And then you'd pretty much just have to walk all the way around to get back up here, and no one wants to do that. Also, ignore these switches for now. We'll be hitting them a little bit later on, all at once with our boomerang. And please, can you just die? There we go. Perfect. Now, you will probably see me do this a lot throughout this temple because, veterans of the channel will tell you that I absolutely despise ice physics. So, whenever there's like an icy area in the game, I always take a lot of extra time. It's just how I sort of play games. I like to not, like, you know, slip around or make too many mistakes when I'm on the ice. Anyways, there is a switch over here, so hopefully I can throw a bomb, and that might not make it. Oh, there we go, it actually hit it. Alright, so yeah, pretty much you want to hit that switch, then just jump down here. That way, you can get past these blocks, open up this chest, and get yourself the first wisdom gem inside this temple. I think there are 2 in total, so only 1 more to get. Anyways, now that those blue blocks have been lowered, obviously, yeah, the red ones have been raised up, so getting around here is a little bit more difficult, but not really too bad. More importantly, though, these blocks are lowered, and now we can cross this bridge to sort of like, I guess, the center of the room, and there's a stone slab here that we can read. Stand on the blue tile and follow the numbers below. 2134. Alright, so, let's mark these down real quick. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, it's like counterclockwise. So now if we stand on this blue tile, we can grab our boomerang, and, well, wouldn't you know it, remember those switches that I was talking about earlier? Now we have a chance to hit them in the correct order with our boomerang all at once, and if we do that, it's going to cause this key to appear, and that's the key we need to unlock the locked door at the upper center of this room. That way, you know, we can explore the rest of the temple and see what else we can find. Pretty simple stuff. So, let's make our way up there and not fall off any of these icy bridges, because that would stink, but we made it. So, let's unlock this, and, well, see what else we can find, I guess. So, let's head back downstairs. And, let me grab my bombs real quick, because I'm pretty sure we're actually going to have to fight like 2 Yook in this room. Yep, we got ourselves 1 brownback Yook and 1 normal look. So maybe I'll get lucky, and sometimes if you stand in the corner of that room, instead of attacking, they'll actually both just start sucking up immediately. But unfortunately, we did not get that lucky. But still not too bad. They both decided to suck up pretty early on, and now they are both dead. So there we go. Now that that is done, well, guess what? Right in the center of this room, a golden chest will appear, and that contains the item from this temple. And like I said, it's pretty cool. So, making its return from Wind Waker is the Grappling Hook, except this time around, it has a lot more unique abilities to it. So in Wind Waker, you know, you use it to like swing across gaps, but now it sort of acts kind of like a hook shot. So you can like latch onto these poles and pull yourself across gaps that way. But you can also use it like offensively to attack enemies, and these enemies in particular, you can pull like the shields that they have off them, and once you do that, they sort of just run away because they're totally vulnerable. You can also use it to deal damage to enemies, as well as solve puzzles like pulling this tongue out to melt this ice. So it's a very versatile item, and it has a lot of uses. Like, we haven't even seen all the uses just yet, because I'm sort of like keeping them a secret until like we need to do them. But you'll see what I mean. Like, I love this item so much in this game because it's such like a huge change from the 3D of Wind Waker to the 2D of Phantom Hourglass, but they still made it work so incredibly well. And I would honestly say that I like the grappling hook in this game more than I like the grappling hook in Wind Waker. Anyways, yeah, pulling those 2 tongues will melt the ice, allowing us to go deeper into the temple. And now we're on basement 1, and if you look on the upper center of the map, you can actually see that there is the boss door. So we're kind of close to finishing up this temple. There's still a lot to do, but we should be able to finish it up rather quickly. Alright, so let's hookshot across to this chest. That way we can hit this switch, and that'll create a bridge back to that area. We can also open it up and get ourselves a big red rupee. If you look above the chest, let's grab our bombs because we can actually blow up this wall, but we're not going to go through there just yet. We can also blow up this section of wall over here since there is that dark blue spot indicating that the wall is weak. And now we can actually see another use of our grappling hook. So if we attach it between 2 of these posts, we can actually create a tightrope that we can sort of walk across for larger gaps, especially if the posts are sort of like on the edge. Anyways, let's grab this lever and pull that out because that'll cause that chest to appear, and that chest is very, very important, so we'll be picking that up in a little bit. For now, though, let's head up here and get rid of some of these enemies just so they're not in our way. But what you want to do is actually grapple onto this tongue, but I kind of want to do it while I'm standing over here because you want to pull this tongue as far out as you possibly can since it's going to melt that ice, but it's only going to melt it for a limited amount of time. So the farther you pull that tongue out, the more time you actually have to make it to where that ice is and go past. And holy crap, yeah, we had a ton of time. Anyways, let's grab this small key from the chest, and that's pretty much all we needed. So now, if we just push this block all the way up, we can reach this switch, which, once we actually press it down, we'll create a nice little shortcut leading back to this area, you know, if we didn't pull the lever beforehand or something like that. Plus, it allows us to get over to this locked door a little bit quicker. So, let's just unlock this. And, well, on the other side, there is a chest, so let's open it up and get ourselves another wisdom gem. So there we go. I think we're good in the gems department now. Anyways, leave this room, but make sure you're close enough, that way you can use your boomerang to hit this switch, because obviously if you hit it while you're inside, those blue blocks will go up and stop you from getting out. But obviously we need the red blocks to go down, that way we can sort of like progress through the rest of this area. So let's backtrack just a little bit, well actually just to this platform, and instead of going on the right side this time around, we'll head over to the left, and there's a couple of things that we can do over there. So again, let's make a nice little tightrope for ourselves, and we're actually going to stand right in the center, because you can kind of see at the top of the screen there are some switches. So if we grab our boomerang, we can actually just go all the way around here and hit all of these switches. And if we hit them all at once, that will melt the ice, revealing this ice switch. So now, let's grab our bow, that way we can hit this, and that's going to melt the ice all the way back at the beginning of this room, where there is another tongue switch that we can pull. So, let's head over there now. And again, this is one of those switches that you want to pull from very far away to give yourself more time. So, let's grab this, pull this all the way down towards us. That way we give ourselves a lot of time, because it's going to unlock the door pretty much on the other side of the room now. So, we got a haul, man. Like, we need to get all the way to that door, and how you do that is pretty much just like grappling all across this room. So, just do this as fast as you possibly can, and make sure you give yourself a lot of time. If you do, you should be fine, but sometimes the enemies can freeze you, and that will pose a problem. But as soon as you cross the threshold, yeah, the timer will stop, and now we can just continue going downward. Obviously, we did pass the boss door, but we don't have the key yet, so not really much use of us yet. Alright, you need to stop, man. There we go. So pretty much all we've got to do now is get the boss key, make our way to the door, and we'll be done with this temple. But obviously it's not going to be that easy. There's still a lot of stuff that we need to do. Alright, looks like we need to fight some more enemies, and yes, it's another Yuk. I think there's a couple of other enemies in here that do spawn later on. Not entirely sure, but let's take care of this Yuk for now, and we'll see what else we need to do. Ah, yes, there's a slime in here too, so let's take him out. And there we go, I guess that's it. Sweet. Now that those guys are gone, obviously the door will unlock, the ice will melt, and now we can continue making our way upwards. So let's grab our boomerang and make ourselves another tightrope. Somehow this does not get broken by like the blade trap, but yeah, just sneak your way past that. And before we go any further, grab your bow, because yeah, there are some enemies in this area, and trying to cross a tightrope when there are enemies in the area, not advisable. Like, they will definitely freeze you and knock you off and be really, really annoying. So take them out, and then just create another tightrope. That way you can make your way across this gap, and get one step closer to finishing up this side of the room. So here's another thing that we can do with our grappling hook. If we put it between two posts, and run into it, it actually sort of acts as a slingshot, and will boost us up and across various different gaps. It also like boosts you upwards in terms of height, so keep that in mind. Anyways, let's do a spin attack to activate all of these switches, and bam, check it out, that is the chest that contains the boss key, but it's still blocked by some ice, so we need to melt that first before we can get it. And I think there's actually a secret through here. Oh, it's just literally 20 rupees. That was kind of worthless, and I totally just jumped into a hole, so that was smart too. Let's use our grappling hook to get across here. That would probably be a smarter idea. There we go. And now let's look for a way to melt this ice in this section of the room. So, I did not mean to hit you, Gossip Stone. I don't want to talk to you. I don't care about the chests or really anything that you have to say. Alright, so, let's grapple between these two torches. That way we can launch ourselves up to this upper platform. And, while up here, we can just sort of like Spider-Man our way across these platforms. And, once we get to this last one, let's grab our bow because, yeah, check it out. There's an eye switch over here, so we can hit that and unlock this door. But before we go through there, if we jump down, I believe off to my right, there's actually, yeah, a switch that sort of creates a bridge back to the main area. So that's sort of like a shortcut for us, and obviously a way to get back there now since we're kind of stuck over here without that. Alright, over here is actually kind of something interesting. So if we take our grappling hook and make a tightrope between these two posts, we can grab our arrows and shoot our arrows at the tightrope and bounce them back at sort of like the eye switches, because obviously if you're looking at those eye switches, they do remain closed. So you need to like sort of bounce your arrows off of something in order to shoot them. That way you can get this chest, which does contain the small key. Now that we got that, let's head back down to this area and make our way over to the locked door. That way, well, it looks like this is going to lead us to another one of those enemy gauntlet rooms that we're going to be stuck in. So, obviously, we'll take care of that and hopefully figure out a way to melt that ice in front of the boss key, because that's still our main goal. But, looks like we got to fight one brown back yuck. Not too bad. I think there's a couple of, yeah, ice keys over there in the corner, so hopefully they stay up there. And I'll just take out this yuck real quick, and then I'll worry about them. And somehow they're like avoiding every single sword slash. I don't even know how that's possible, but whatever. And now I'm stuck in the corner. That is just great. You know what? Let me grab my bow and get out of here. That way I can just hopefully shoot you guys. There we go. Gosh dang it, man. That was really, really annoying. Not even gonna lie about that. But we did get ourselves a chest, so let's see what's inside. I don't think it's anything too important. Probably just rupees. Not really sure how much, though. It is a big red rupee. Alright, 200 rupees. Never mind. That was totally worth it. For whatever reason, I thought it was just like 20 rupees, but I will take 200. No problemo. Get out of here, freaking rock chew. No one even likes you. Like, you're honestly the worst chew-based enemy. Alright, so there's a post down there, and a ice bubble as well. So let me see if I can take out the bubble first. I actually have no idea where he went. Never mind. So hopefully he just won't... Wow, there he is. Now he shows up. Seriously? Whatever. Hopefully he just leaves us alone. And, yeah, just jump on these poles and pretty much scale your way up to the top of this area. That way you can step on this switch and melt that ice. So now we are pretty much on the final leg of our journey. Like, there's only one more switch that we need to press. Then we can grab the boss key and go and fight the boss, which is really, really cool. Although it's incredibly easy. Like, there's one simple thing that you can do that pretty much makes it so the boss can't even damage you. And I'll try and show that off as best as I can. Anyways, let's hit this switch. And bam, there you go. Ice in front of that chest has been melted. So now, let's go pick up that boss key and finish up this temple. And hopefully not fall into the icy abyss anymore. So carefully go around these corners. There we go. Alright, we should be in the clear now. So let's just make a beeline straight for that boss key. And thankfully, you know, the boss door is very close to here, so it's not like we're going to be carrying this thing too long. We just got to, like, bring it upstairs and then slightly to the left, I believe, and we should be good to go. So, let's head up here. And, yes, indeed, there is the boss door. So, let's open this bad boy up and get ready to finish up this temple and get ourselves another pure metal. Man, I'm excited, guys. I hope you guys are too. Like, I really do like this boss. I just wish that it wasn't so stinking easy. Alright, so let's get our blue portal light. That way we can teleport back to the entrance if we need to. But, of course, we're not going to do that, man. That would be kind of lame. No, we're going to go directly up these stairs and fight the boss. But first, of course, let's switch over to the Spirit of Power just for the extra damage. And let's do this thing. Alright, and again, it's going to make use of both of these screens this time around. But, guess what? We're actually fighting like two bosses. That is right. It's a double-headed dragon or something like that. This is GLIAC, the two-headed dragon. So here we go. Basically what you want to do is use your grappling hook to make an angled tightrope, and you want to angle it in the opposite direction that the first dragon is going to shoot his, you know, magical orb or whatever, because for whatever reason, your rope is somehow stronger than a pure energy ball, and that'll sort of reflect it at the opposite side of the dragon. So it's kind of like Twin Rova in that, you need to attack like the opposite dragon with the other dragon's power. And I probably could have explained that a little bit better, but I really didn't. After you attack them enough, they will do like this tidal wave thing. And all you gotta do is like stand on one of these posts, or you can actually stand in the water. Like the water will not damage you, but if you stand on these posts and sort of like create a rope, it makes it easier to avoid the ice chunks that it launches at you. Now, the one thing that you can do to avoid damage is literally just stand at the back of this area, because believe it or not, if you're standing right here, the dragons cannot even hit you. Like when they lunge at you, they won't be able to do damage, even though they sort of like go over Link. I guess for whatever the reason, like the hitboxes are disjointed or something. But yeah, you do not take any damage. So you can literally stand at the back of this room, do everything, and still fight the boss perfectly fine, but not take any damage. So really, your biggest threat in this fight is just going to be the ice chunks. But there we go. We actually did break all of the armor off both of the dragons, so now we can actually start dealing some damage to them. Now, a tip for like the ice chunks is wait until the first 3 ice chunks appear before you start moving across your tightrope. If you do that, you'll be able to walk across it no problem and avoid all of the ice chunks. So now the armor is gone, the dragons are going to break these first 2 posts, but it's no big deal because we don't actually need them anymore, because now the dragons are going to try to attack you. So all you gotta do is wait it out, take out your grappling hook, wait for them to charge up, grab their tongue, and drag it to one of these posts. That'll sort of drag it down, and then we can start doing some damage to them. So pretty much just rinse and repeat that until the end of the boss fight, and you are golden. So we're actually doing really well so far. Like we haven't taken any damage, which is kind of what I wanted to do in this fight, and just show off like how easy it is to beat this boss without taking any damage. And now they're doing their freaking tidal wave crap again, so let's just hop up here, and this time I'll actually like try and show it off a little bit better. So I'm gonna wait for like the first 3 ice chunks, 1, 2, 3, actually 4 that time, but yeah, if you just wait for like 3 or 4, you'll be able to walk across it no problem. And you can jump back into the water. Like I said, the water does not actually do any damage to you. It just sort of like pushes you down, which really isn't that big of a deal. Alright, so it should be 1 more cycle for each of these dragon heads, and we should be good. So come on, do your worst, or try to even hit me since you really can't. But there we go. Let's just attack this guy now, and come on. Alright, there we go. The first head has been defeated. So now let's just take on the red one, and this should be it. Come on. There we go. Perfect. No damage at all. That's what I like to see. And that does it for GLIAC. Really cool, like, boss fight in theory, but, I don't know, since like you can do that one trick and not take any damage, makes it kind of a joke. Like, I think it would have been a lot better if they sort of noticed that exploit and maybe fix that, but whatever. Let's just get some more sand for our good old Phantom Hourglass here. And there we go, we've done it, boys. Another temple completed. So we got more sand for the Phantom Hourglass. 2 minutes have been added. Fantastic. And there's our chest containing the heart container, and this bridge leading to the pure metal. Sweet. So let's open this up and get ourselves the next heart container. And now, let's grab that pure metal, man. I'm really, really excited about that. 2 down, only 1 to go already. Feels like this Let's Play is just flying by. Like, honestly, we're doing this really quickly. But there we go. We got the Azurine. It's 1 metal you need to make the sacred sword. Only a sword forged with the 3 pure metal has the power to defeat Bellum. You got the pure metal you were looking for. You did it, Link. Things got pretty wild and woolly on this island. but it was all worth it. Yes, indeed it was. Alright, and there's our blue portal to get out of here, man. I am done with this icy cold temple. I need to go somewhere warm, man. It's summertime, not winter. Let's get out of here. Anyways, I think that's a good place to end off this episode. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.